So, this is our Chaos of War. All right, welcome to the Chaos of War. Tonight we're going to be talking about the European Open that happened in Spain. 200 people. So I don't know where this specifically graphic came from, but it's really cool. And somebody put this together. I have no idea who put it together, but as you can see, Boba was the top run deck, followed by Sabine, Han, Kira. So that's kind of crazy. Boba eking out Sabine's. I don't know, Alex. What's your thoughts on that?
That sounds about right. Just because there's like some multiple viable colors for Boba Fett, like yellow and green. And Sabine, I haven't really seen too many other colors other than green. There's a couple different styles within green, but not different colors. So I think it's just if you separated out the green Bobas and like the yellow Bobas, I'm sure, that pie chart would look a lot more interesting. I mean, I guess same with like the red Han, right? I'm not sure how many of those are blue, how many of those are other colors.
Yeah. And because because Han Green has picked up in popularity. We saw that last week a little bit. So I don't know. I think it's interesting. I guess I think Sabine Yellow is competitive. I just think people don't. It's easier to play Sabine Green because everybody does a deck tech on Sabine Green and everybody's been playing it, and the deck evolved in increments. We'll just put it that way. It's very incrementally evolving. So
yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people played it in the first set, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Also, I don't like it. It's boring to me, but that's just I play control, so there you go.
I mean, ECLing a Wrecker out or a Poe is just so game changing for most decks that you can see why they run green.
Yeah. So this is just kind of the breakdown win percentage wise. So you have 54.29% win rate with Boba, 53%, 50%, like 49 with Kira. So the win rates for some of these are very similar. I want to point out that Palpatine had a 52% win rate, almost as much as Sabine. Thank you.
Do you appreciate that, like, in all these tournaments, Palpatine always has, like, some sort of winning record?
Yes, I love it. And, like, it's just because it's so hard to play against Sabine sometimes. If they get, like, all the right combos out and you don't draw right, like, they can win. But, yeah, it's funny. And this is, like, what, two types of Palpatine? You have green and blue, and then a little bit of yellow, and no one's running red.
Mad disrespect.
Yeah, like I don't know. But again, we should probably avoid too much Palpatine talk. It's like the two of us run Palpatine all the time. So
I know. I'm just like every tournament he has a winning record. That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Also, look at Bosk up there with a 59%, almost 60% if you round up, which is crazy.
Yeah. Best winning rate, even though only 2% or 3% of the crowd took them.
They're the separatist faction of this game.
Fair enough. So why don't we dive into speaking of Bosk, why don't we dive into the winner? It's a Bosk blue deck, right? So it's Jordan Dela Cruz, and I don't know how to say Vizcara. There you go. Alex, what is this deck?
So it is a blue Bosk, which we haven't seen too many of. And because he's blue, everyone runs Dagobah Swamp, which is hilarious to me. No one else runs anything like Remote Village. It's just always the swamp. So you have triple Dr. Pershing, triple Client, which works disgustingly well with Bosk when you flip them over and just heal 10. Triple Chelton, one Palpatine, triple Avenger, and double Krayt Dragon. And that's your units.
Yep.
That's 15 units. You have one restock, double Force Choke, triple Power the Dark Side, triple make an opening, triple open fire, triple pillage, triple vigilance, triple takedown, double fell the dragon, one rival's fall, triple super laser blast, double top target, triple death mark, and triple entrenched. In the side, you have one top target, a 6 costing Spark of the Rebellion, triple of those, double punching one, a third fell the dragon, a second rival's fall, a third great dragon, and one forced surrender. For more discard, I
Yeah.
guess.
I guess so. Like this, like I don't know. What do you do if they get rid of like your high end units? Like, do you just not like? There's no. You just like you have to mill them out then, right? I guess. I don't know. I don't know what you do. Yeah, if no, think about it. If you're playing this deck and you're navigating it, and somebody somehow gets rid of your Avengers or your Crate Dragons in your hand, like let's say you get them pillaged back or something like that. Like, how do you win? Like, how do you win? Do you just not flip boss then? Like, you don't have any targets that do any damage.
Yeah, I guess at that point you just have to mill them out.
I will say the Vigilance is super cool because you can give a shield to a unit, right?
Yeah, you can give your shield to Johnson, which is hilarious.
Yep. The other really cool thing is like you could do that with your Avenger or your Crate Dragon. So like in Kira, when I run Kira, if I can get my Avenger out, I typically like to wait till I have 10 resources just so I can shield it that turn. Unless they're gonna play something that's gonna kill it, then I don't care. But like being able to shield that thing just means like good luck getting rid of it. You have to have some sort of removal spell in your hand. So
the only one Palpatine 2 is interesting to me.
Yeah, I would be running 2 to 3. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, Palpatine seems really good in this deck.
Yeah, I'm sure it might like mess with the ratio of like the blue cards for Childson, right? But it just seems like not even in like the sideboard, you just have one Palpatine. Maybe he picked up one of the event exclusive decks and just decided to run the Black Palpatine, and that's all he has. That's why he's doing it.
I have one of those, so
yeah, they're gorgeous.
I don't know though. Like, I don't know. Like this. How about this? This is a controlled deck with red. It's like a red control deck. Like that's obvious. Like your in game is Avenger and Crate Dragon. I'm assuming, and then like hope that like they don't get anything else down.
Yeah, and your second win con is just milling them out, right?
Yeah,
but it's kind of wild just to be like, yeah, I'll just side in 6 costing Sparkle Rebellion, see if that works out for me.
I'm assuming it's like when I assume you get rid of like if you're playing against somebody that rivals fall, or maybe your Fell the Dragons don't work against very well, you just get rid of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a control mirror, right? Like you just try to rip their vigilance before they mill you out.
Mm-hmm. Which they probably also happen to have Spark of the Rebellion as well. I just, that was like I told you, like back set 1, that was ran in Iden. So I don't know. I like the deck. I think there's tweaks I would make to this, but I do genuinely like this deck, and this is like a version of that blue Vader that we that we had seen towards the end of set 1 that was real popular. So
which is a shame because like at least Blue Vader, you generally have a clock, right? Because you could use his ability.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are eventually going to do damage to him, or like you can control the board a little bit better. Bosk is just like, I'm going to capitalize on. I mean, I guess it is another way of also just dealing the 1 damage that Vader does, right? If you just happen to put a bounty on someone, which you can with the client just giving out for free, or you got your top targets, your death marks.
Yeah, and because you could client and then you can do like an open fire or make an opening or a power of the dark side. The 2 force chokes also is like really hilarious to me. Like why not just sideboard restock and just run 3 force chokes? I don't know.
I mean, you are drawing like if they keep Dr. Pershing alive and you got a couple death marks, you are actually drawing a fair amount of cards.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe restocking it's not bad just in case you are going against like a real heavy control or against another mill.
Yeah, I think this is a deck. I don't know how many people we're going to see actually put this on the table. I do think this looks like a fun deck. I just don't know how many people are actually going to like want to like this. This is a very heavy controlled style deck.
I'm also surprised they don't have like one search your feelings, right? Because typically you see that to shuffle the cards that you restock back in, or to grab a super laser blast if you desperately need it or whatever. I think you might be able to just change one super laser blast and search your feelings.
I would say so too. And if you want, you can always stick that in the sideboard, right? You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you need a forced surrender in the
Right.
sideboard. Like I think
That's
like
the
that's
one
an
that I would
easy
cut
one. You can
first.
just go see ya.
I wonder what the punishing one is for too. Like I get that you could attach like the bounties and their upgrades you to re-ready it. It's just ooh, like you have no space units. Your space units are Avenger in its entirety, which is crazy to me. So if you go against anything with not like a crazy heavy space deck, but anything with space, you think like if you don't have those in trenches, it's gonna get kind of rough.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess you just have that much removal. It might not worry about it.
Yeah, I don't know. This like I'm assuming the pulp in this deck is a removal is like or they don't want the unit. They just want the removal because he's an overwhelming barrage, you know. I don't know. I think it's a cool deck. I will probably play this on Karabast with tweaks. I agree with you. I think Search Your Feelings would be a really good card to add into there.
I've seen Bosk Blue, but it's not like end game like this. It's not like a hard control. It's more like kind of like a mid-rangey kind of stuff that you just happen to heal a lot.
Yeah. I mean, and the question would be is could you run this deck heavier? If you're going to run that many events, is it okay to run this as a 53 card or a 54 card, like deck? So you could put a few of these extra events in there or a few space units that have Sentinel, maybe. I don't know. Like a System Patrol Craft would be a pretty good card for this deck, in my opinion. And to me would feel very necessary. But I don't know. I could be wrong, I guess. I don't know. Nice deck. I like it. It's kind of cool. Let's move on, though, to David Amorin, who came in second place with a Han Blue. So I can see why that one won. So playing against this deck, this is like a JJ deck right here. This is like, I wish JJ was here and he's going to watch this and he's going to shoot me. But like, there's so many one-ofs in here. It hurts my soul. But he's running here. Look, they're running a different blue base though. It's not the Dagobah Swamp.
I'm shocked.
This one's Capital City. But they got 3 Sabines, 3 A-Wings, 3 Cassians, 3 Yodas, 2 Concord Dawn Interceptors, 1 Tech and 1 Village Protector. 3 of the K2SOs, 3 Kanans, 3 Poes, 2 Obies, 3 of the Lukies, 1 Mace, 3 Redemption, 1 Chewbacca, 2 Crate Dragon, and then for events we have 3 Force Throw, 3 Karabast, 2 Pillage, 2 Takedown, 1 Fell the Dragon, 1 Rivals Fall, and 1 Entrenched. Like it's like the removal, they just don't care what they get, they just want removal, I guess. And the sideboard we have a Mystic Reflection, which I think is an interesting choice, I guess.
You have a lot of Force units, right?
True.
Between like Yoda, Kanan, Obi, Luke, and I guess Mace. So you can give something -2/-2, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's an interesting choice. How about that? That's what I'll just say. And I've never played with that card. It is a 1 cost too, right? So
yeah.
like I mean, in fairness, you could play Yoda turn 1, and then you can have this in your hand for turn 2, and it's cheaper than a Karabast or anything else.
Yeah,
so.
At the very least, it's a -2 attack.
Mm-hmm.
With a Force unit, you get the -2 health as well. But I guess it could help you kind of trade. I'd still rather just make an opening.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I didn't come in second place at a 200-person tournament, so
fair enough. They also have 2 Fang Fighters, a second Tech, a second Village Protector, a second Fell the Dragon, a third Pillage, a second Rivals Fall, and a second Chewbacca. So there's our other Chewbacca in there. And again, like to me, it almost feels like you just pull this Chewbacca right out and just stick the Tech or the other Village Protector in. I don't know. Or maybe
Chewbacca's really cool.
Sure,
like
but
Chewbacca a lot.
why only one of them? I guess I don't know.
I just got the Carabas. I mean, I get it, but I don't know. I feel like Carabas is a little bit overrated.
I don't
Or at
know.
least, like, you don't have to run 3. You don't always have to use Han's ability.
No, and I've actually found that I don't use Han's ability half the time with when I play this style of deck. It's just like I do it with the K2SOs. I don't know. I agree with you. Like I find the Carabas once I get late game are worthless. Like they're just like they could just go away. You know, I guess if you get a Chewbacca down and you happen to still have your Carabas, but if I'm holding a Carabas that long, I don't know. It seems bad to me. But anyway, this is kind of this is a standard Han Blue. This is closer to Maddie from KTOD's version, I believe. Though I don't think he runs either the Pose or the Maces, but I'm not sure. But and again, I still think it's silly one tech. I do like the tech because you can just resource it and pull it out later, and it only costs you one. So,
And only we play Scanning Officer, so it's relatively safe.
yeah. Just Tanner in my Pulp Green deck.
I played triple Scanning Officer.
Yeah.
And
all right. So you and me are the
like I said, and no one but you and I play Scanning Officer, so that tech is safe.
All right, Javier Velasco came in third with a Boba yellow deck. Alex, what is the deck?
That's kind of what you've been seeing around. You got triple Greedo, triple Crafty Smuggler, triple Mercenary Gunship, double Viper Probe Droid, triple Boba, triple Toro, triple Defender, one Bodhi, which I know you hate, but it's got the other 2 inside.
I know.
Triple Forlon, triple Cantina Bouncer, double Zuckus, triple Fet's Fire Spray, one Shoot First, triple Surprise Strike, double No Good to Be Dead, one A New Adventure, triple Waylay, triple Cunning, triple Hotshot Blaster, double Boba Fett's Armor. And the side you have double Bazine, a third No Good to Me Dead, triple Lurking TIE Phantom, the other 2 Bodhi Rooks, one Relentless Pursuit, and one Change of Heart. And this is very close to a yellow Boba deck that I would run if I was going to run it. This is my style of yellow Boba.
Except for the Bodhies. I don't understand. Like either cut it or run it, right? Like how about this? I would concede you could probably put Bodhi in the sideboard until you play against a deck that you needed, right? But like I just have found like at the early game, Bodhi is so good because I could just literally pick him up or put him down, and then be able to strip out maybe it's just because I hate Sabine's Darksaber play. Maybe that's what it is. Like I just care more about the Sabine or an Overwhelming Barrage, which could ruin my day. Those are like the 2 cards that like I'm shooting for a lot of time. But I will say, like, I won't lie and say like today I played Yellow Boba online for a little bit just because I haven't played it in a while. And like I left the Overwhelming Barrage and I stripped I put Bodhi down, I stripped their ramp. They were playing Vader Green, and then I left the Overwhelming Barrage in there and I got rid of their turn 3 play. So then they claim the next turn they put it, another ramp card down, right? And then I pick Bodhi back up and just put him back down again and say, okay, here you go. Like, I'm going to strip. Oh, you have another ramp card. Well, I'm getting rid of that. And that Vader, like that should have been ramping, did not do a damn thing. He just pittered out, sadly enough. But yeah, I don't think there's a lot to talk about. This is almost identical to what we went over the other day. A few cards different. So, I still like this design space of this other color, like this Hotshot Blaster being at 3 costs. I mean, like as a design card, I love that. Like I just think that's amazing. So, all right, we have a yellow Pelp that came in 4th place. Alex, what is this yellow Pelp deck?
All right, yellow Palpatine. I haven't seen one of these in a bit. I got triple Greedo, double ISB agent, double TIE Fighter, triple Yularen, one Mercenary Gunship, triple Emperor's Royal Guards, triple Super Laser Attack, double Phase 3 Dark Trooper, just one Black Sun Starfighter, one Veers, one Bosk, triple Vader, double Reinforcement Walker, 1 Relentless, double Devastator, double Shoot First, triple No Good to Me Dead, triple Sneak Attack, triple Resupply, 1 Waylay, 1 Command, triple Overwhelming Barrage, double Change of Heart, double Traitorous. In the side, you have 2 Viper Pro droids, just 1 Bazine, double Strike True, a 5 costing Power of the Dark Side, just 1 of those as well. A 2nd Command, a 3rd Change of Heart, a 2nd Relentless, and a 3rd Devastator. Tanner, what's going on with this deck? Help.
I don't know, because in this command you could just have a Palp's Return, right? Like Palp's Return is the same cost as the command. I guess you don't get the experience points. I don't know, because like I'm very confused why I would run a mercenary gunship over just like a second Black Sun, or vice versa. Like I don't care which way you want to go, but and like the mercenary gunship isn't horrible in Pulp, because like you can swing with it, and when you could then pop it and get, your card out of it too. I don't know. I don't like, they're just looking for endgame, but then they only have 4, 5 endgame cards. Like, so they're run Change of Heart to steal whatever your endgame piece is and just end the turn. But the consistency of this deck is just, I don't know. It's like
wonky.
Like, I don't know how, like, this deck would, I mean, like, what do you do if in your opening hand you get a Vader and a Reinforcement Walker, and you're like, well, I guess I have to resource Vader, even though that's a really good card to not resource, right? Like, but then you can't, if you do the Reinforcement Walker, you only got 1 more in your deck, like, and you don't have anything that matches that either. So I don't know.
And you only got like 16 targets for Yularen, like 16 other green cards that aren't Yularen that drop, so you're not like healing with them much.
No. I mean, you could just run Scanning Officer for the same thing. Or
just change out just some random cards. Like, do you really need, I mean, I guess the Bosk is nice because you have a fair amount of events, but you only have a one-off Bosk. And like, I love Veers, but you only got 1 Veers. And only 1 Black Sun Starfighter. Like, your Space Force is, a couple TIE Fighters, a mercenary gunship, just 1 of the Black Sun Kiraxes, and then like your one-off Relentless.
Yeah.
This is not how I would build a yellow Palpatine deck, although it is kind of cool. Like, I really like the sneak attacks with Palpatine. Because like, even if they're already going to die, you can still pop them and draw an extra card. You could do it like super laser tech turn 1, which is a cool play. You could just, sneak attack in a Devastator if you manage that, which is hilarious. But this is not how I would go about building this deck. This is just like really weird to me. There's so many like choices where I'm just like, sure, but what about this instead? Like, instead of Command, why not have like a 2nd Waylay? Yeah. And I guess Command is also more ramp, but it's not consistent. You're not going to pull it much. Like, you're not using it for ramp. It's only a one-off.
You're probably never pulling that. You like, maybe he pulled it once in 20 games, right? Like, I don't know.
I mean, you still go pretty deep with a Palpatine deck because you're drawing, but like, at what point is like paying 6 for Command? That's almost never worth it in my experience.
Yeah, I mean, and again, like I said, like I will tell you, like, Command is really nice when if you have like a Devastator or something in hand, and they strip it through pillage or force throw or something like that. Like, that's fine then. But I don't know. 6 seems pretty high cost.
Yeah, 6 is not like at a 6 cost. You're not using it to do like the damage to a non-unique unit, because almost all of those late game cards are unique, right? I guess you could do it against a Krayt Dragon, but if you're doing that, I think you just have other problems.
Yeah, you're not doing that against a Krayt.
It's 4 damage, but
you're using it literally probably to pull something out of your graveyard and to ramp. And I just, at that point, I don't know. I don't see resupplies in here, right? So, oh, they do have resupply.
Yeah, they drill
They do.
resupply.
Okay.
So it's just like trying to
Yeah.
ramp, but your end game isn't great. Like if you ramp up and you don't draw your 5 end game cards, what are you supposed to do?
Nothing.
Just
Like,
play a
change of
Veers
heart.
and
It's a
yeah.
change of heart. So you can steal their crate dragon. That's what it is. That's okay. I won't lie and tell you that would be a hilarious play. You claim, and then next turn you just play change of heart, steal their crate dragon, and then not flip your pelt. That's what you're doing. You're not flipping your pelt. You're stealing their crate dragon. You're doing the damage, putting damage on it. Let them do it. Give it back to them. And the next turn you flip pelt and take their crate dragon. And then like any card they play is just bad. Like I guess that's how you play that. That's the play. I don't know.
I mean, it's impressive that it got 4th place. It's a baffling deck to me. Maybe there's like something I'm missing, but
I don't know. I would rather have a
don't
third
know.
change of heart than a command. How about that? I just would rather have a third change of heart than a command. Like, period. Yeah. But not having waylays either is weird. The shoot first is a little weird, and only having one waylay is like got a lot of stuff for Vader to pull, I guess. You just don't know what you're gonna get though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would not recommend running this deck if you're like, I want to try a yellow Palpatine deck, and I've never played like a yellow Palpatine before.
Yep.
So
If you never had
pain.
Yeah, if you've never played Yellow Pelp and you want to play Yellow Pelp, message us on YouTube or send us a message in the Discord. I'll get you a Yellow Pelp deck you can play. That's a lot better than this. Well, how about this? We have never come 4th place in a 200-person tournament.
Right.
So kudos to this guy. And you know what?
We are definitely got a deck where a guy just like got in the top 2 percentile.
Yeah. I feel like I want to message him and be like, hey, would you come on our show and just explain how I just want to understand how your Palpatine deck works. Like, is it just a YOLO deck and you just got lucky? I don't know. So
I'm probably not for getting 4th. I'm just blown away because I'm confused about this deck. I mean, where's JJ? We really needed JJ for this one.
Yep. JJ would love that deck.
Yeah, JJ would just be like, yeah, guys, it does this, 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 and this. How are you not seeing it? What's wrong with you?
All right. Well, let's go on to 5th place. So, like I said, we're only doing top 4, but I picked 3 more decks that I kind of wanted to go over that I thought were really cool. Things that I think, and so when you have a 200-person tournament, people are going to copy decks and they're going to want to play some of these other decks, right? And so, like, the reason I wanted to talk about this tonight was some of these other decks is because I think these are other ones that'll pop up a little bit more now that they've like done decently well. So everything we picked is in the top 64. And I don't think I picked anything that didn't have at least 7 wins with it. Maybe one deck I did. No, I think all of my decks that I picked have 7 wins with them. But I wanted to go over this one because we haven't seen a lot of CAD Red taking top. This one came in 5th. It is a CAD Tarkintown deck, which is super fun to play. This has got 3 Greedos, 2 of the Guavarian, I don't know how you say this, antagonizing. Yeah, Guavian antagonizers. 3 Cloud Riders, 3 of the Crafty Smugglers, 2 Bazine, 3 of the Punishing Ones, 3 Bobas, 2 Black Suns, 3 Jabbas, 3 Forloms, 3 Zuckuses, 2 Bosk, 3 Ruthless Raiders, which should just be an auto include in every villain red deck. 3 McClunky, 2 Daring Raid, 3 Surprise Strike, 3 Sneak Attack, which I like as well, especially with that Ruthless Raider. 2 Waylay, and 2 of the Hot Shot Blasters. In the sideboard, we have 2 Confiscate, assuming for Sabine, 1 more Waylay, 1 Relentless Pursuit, 2 of the Gamel Guards, 2 Change of Heart, and 2 of the Great Dragons. My assumption is you're pinging things on the board aggressively, and then this has to be like a mid-range style deck where if you have to get into it with control, you can use a Change of Hearts and the Crate Dragons. But for the most part, like this feels like a pretty aggressive deck as well. I like this CAD deck. This looks fun to play personally.
Yeah, it's very aggro. obviously. Like it's a pretty low curve, like relatively low curve, a little bit mid-rangey, but you're like as you're saying, the top end's like in your side.
Hmm.
So it's literally just like drop these guys down, try to swing as hard as you can. You got a little bit of control with like the Cloud Rider, right? That can take out some early game threats. You got a couple of Bazines. The McClunkies just do there's a lot of out of hand damage. And with Cat's ability, you know, everyone's an underworld card, right? Except for your Ruthless Raiders. So
Hmm.
you can ping stuff. You can probably control pretty well where that damage is going, just based off the McClunkies and all that kind of stuff. And also, like the Jabba's really cool because you got like your triple sneak attack in there, your double waylay, and the McClunkies are all tricks, so they can just cost one less.
Yep.
And that's really scary when you're playing a one cost thing like sneak attack.
Yep. I think the two things that I like, the two things I would almost like to see is that arm to the teeth upgrade. Really think that that's a decent upgrade, or jetpacks. Jetpacks are really good. Can you imagine putting a jetpack on Jabba? Like, here you go, Jabba. Have a jetpack. You get a shield for this churn. You get 4 damage swing into something. Um, though I will say the McClunkies don't work with uh any of the other card, any of the event cards, but yeah, like, using Java is so awesome. Like, I would actually like to see an offsuit trick be thrown in here just for the shits and giggles, so that Java can pull it.
Oh no, I like it. It's a fast kind of deck. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So do you think this one can compete with like a Kylo yellow deck too?
Oh no, Kylo Yellow is just gonna be faster than
Faster.
every other card in the game or every other deck in the game.
Yeah.
But
But
it's probably it could probably hit 6 resources, not immediately lose.
yep. Just like Kylo does. All right. The next one we have is by Christian Ortega Rodriguez. This came in 20th place. I don't know if that's how you spell 20th, but that's how I spelt it. It's Iden
Oof.
Blue. I think that's how you spell it. It would show up red if it's spelled incorrectly, I think. But anyway, 20th place. This is a Iden Blue updated deck. Alex, do you want this one or do you want the one after this?
I can do this one. This is
All right.
fine. So this is a mono Iden Blue, right? So you
Mhm.
got triple Pershing, triple Inferno 4, triple Childson. None of these are terribly surprising, right? Uh, double Cargo Juggernaut, double Snoke, double Avenger. You got double Restock. Again, a very, very low count of units, just like the boss class. You got a double Restock, triple I'm Your Father, triple Power of the Dark Side, triple Make an Opening, triple Fell the Dragon, triple Takedown, triple Vigilance, double Search Your Feelings, double Vanquish, double Rivals Fall, triple Super Laser Black, triple Top Target, and triple Entrenched. In the side, you got triple Repair, one Restock. It's for the third restock for the deck in case you need it. Double Devotion, double System Patrol Craft, the third Search Your Feelings, and one Bounty Hunter's Crew to play for 8 to pick up an event.
Okay, so no sparks in this deck,
No.
but a bounty hunter crew. So very similar to what we had seen before, I believe. Um, the Snoke is the new addition. It's still weird. Only 2 Avengers. I don't know. Like
It's weird
you
when you only double Snoke, but
you just don't have like your end game just isn't there. I guess.
I, this is this is just straight mill. Because you have like the double restocks, the search your feelings, the vigilance. Like to me, this just seems like I'm going to clear everything out and then just mill you to death, as opposed to trying to establish an end game.
Fair enough.
Man, you know how good Snoke's going to be next set with all those token
Mhm.
units.
Yep. There you go. There'll be no clone troopers for you, friends.
Build more clone troopers. That's funny. But yeah, it's again, it's just like a straight hard control mill deck. Not something I would play, but man, you maxed out on the removal basically. I I mean, you even brought Vanquish. Like you got double Vanquish and double Rivals Fall.
Yeah, I'd almost like rather see the client in here, right? Like for the extra healing. I don't know.
Maybe it's a little too slow.
Or why not just put pillage? Let's just put pillage in here. It's a 6 cost, right? We'll just play pillage for 6 instead of vanquish for 5. And we'll pillage. I'll mill you and pillage your hand. How about that? Actually, that's that. If you're gonna run this much removal, why not? Why not try pillage?
You know who did do pillage and mill? The guy who came in first. Maybe he was onto something.
That's true. He doesn't have any of the searcher feelings, though, so.
That's true.
All right, let's go on to the last one. Unless you had something else you wanted to cover.
Oh, no, I was going to say, let's go on to the last one.
Yeah, the last one is a Ray deck. Vincent Guenca Rays, I think that's how you say his name. 15th place. Ray Red. There you go. I think this is pretty cool deck. I think it's missing Arc 170s because I captured the picture on purpose because I'm guessing like if we counted the number on here that's one of the pieces missing out of this deck. So, which typically those are actually a lot of people have been running the Arc 170s anyway. But this is a Ray Tarkentown deck. We have 3 R2D2s, 3 Sabines, 3 A-Wings, 2 Queels, 3 Yodas, 2 Cassians, 2 Concords, 2 Protector. I always think Village Idiots is what I want to say, but I know it's not what they are. They're Village Protectorates. 3 Canaans, 2 K2SOs, which is spicy because it's only 2 instead of the third one. 2 Poes, 2 Obies, 3 Lukes, 1 Chewie, 2 Crate Dragons, and then again we have the 3 Force Throw, 3 Pillage, 2 Open Fire, 2 Takedown, 2 Rivals Falls, and 1 Lonely Jedi Lightsaber. Not even Luke's lightsaber, just the Jedi.
I mean, I can respect that.
Then our sideboard is 2 of the Fang Fighters, 1 Tech, 1 more Pillage Village, 1 more Village Protectorate, 2 Fell the Dragons, 1 more Takedown, 1 Forced Surrender because everybody just loves this Forced Surrender, and 2 Redemption. Which I almost think I would be running the Redemptions over the Crate Dragons in this deck in main board, and not that you could have to get rid of them, but I feel the Redemption should be main boarded, period, because they save your butt so many different times.
Oh, I would 100% swap the Redemptions and the Crate Dragon. I'd main deck Redemption. Yeah, for sure.
And I would get rid of the Forced Surrender for a 3rd Redemption in the sideboard, or put Chewbacca in the sideboard and put the 3rd Redemption in. I like Redemption better than Chewbacca. So
this is a very interesting. Like this is very close to the Red Ray deck that I would run. I'm still a little bit iffy on Queel because, man, you got a lot of blue cards in there as well. But I mean, I like it. It's cool. I would definitely main deck the Redemptions. I'd probably tweak some things. Maybe have a 2nd Jedi lightsaber, just because you do have a lot of force.
Mm-hmm.
Cut the Queel. It is 48 on this image, so presumably they also had the double arcs, like you were saying.
Yeah, I'm guessing they do. So
yeah,
and the arcs make sense in this deck, right? Like that's kind of been a thing. Like the Ray decks I've always ran at least 2 arcs in them.
Yeah,
because they're just so nice to be able to get that healing down, and you can give them you can use the Ray ability and all of that fun stuff.
I'd also probably just do triple K2SO just because he's so good, and also more hand destruction.
Yep. That's why it's very surprising to only see 2 of them. I've very rarely seen just 2 K2SOs.
But I like it a lot. It's a fun deck.
Yeah.
Not sure if the Tarkentown is super necessary, but it does give you an actually decent matchup against like Han, like the Red Han decks, right? Because they do injure themselves, so you can just Tarkentown whatever they do. It is a good deterrent.
Yeah, and having those Redemptions main board just seems like it would be so much more important, especially running a 25 health base.
Yeah,
like oh no, I'm getting down there. I don't know.
But I can drop the Crate Dragon and then just get destroyed in space and die because I'm at like 22 health.
Yep. All right. Well, that's the end of our the Chaos of War segment where we talk